Welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Transfusion. Hour and 46 minutes long. But right now rated at 5.2. 1,304 people rated it so far. And I forget what I was going to say. I was thinking about some feedback I got. Anyway, Sam Worthington's in it. It's about a guy who's in special forces, but has to go into the underworld, the crime underworld, to help his son from being kidnapped or taken or something like that. I don't know. But like I said, Sam Worthington's in it. I don't recognize anybody else, but we'll see. Just found it. Thought I'd throw it on, see what it's about, give you a better idea, let you know what I think. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Transfusion. No check-in tonight. Got some feedback over the weekend. That's what I was thinking about earlier, that maybe cut these reviews down a little bit and get to the meat of everything that everybody wants to hear. But so I'm going to try and do that on this video, see if everybody likes. If I get more likes, I'll keep doing it this way. Anywho, it is kind of what they talked about, but when they talk about his son being taken away, he means through like these systems. So what happens is essentially Sam Worthington and his character, he has a wife and a young son, and he is in special forces in the army, and his wife, it's right in the beginning, but his wife ends up getting killed, and the son, and he's left with his son. So from that tragedy, he kind of leaves the army, and then his son, and the two of them live together, and he's raising his son, but he's kind of a mess, as you can imagine. The son is getting into trouble, all that kind of stuff. So, really quick, Nable, just so I get that name in there. He's his army buddy, post retirement from the army, and it becomes very interesting. I'm going to sidebar here because watching the movie, my one biggest area of opportunity, as I say, was able to hear what his buddy was saying. So I had to look it up. I was like, all right, who's Johnny? Nable. I'm like, okay, I know this guy. I've seen him before. I mean, I recognize him, but then I saw what other movies I saw him in. Never, had the thought that he mumbles a lot, or I couldn't hear him, couldn't understand him. I could hardly hear him in this one or understand him, and that could be me. So if you have that problem, I would put subtitles on. I never got to that point. I didn't realize how critical he was going to be in the role. So, just some night. And he directed it. He wrote the screenplay. He did everything. He starred in it. And I was like, I thought it was funny. It was like, my biggest critique of this film was hearing that guy. And that could have just been me, not so much him or the movie. So check that out. Anyway, back to the point. So Sam Worthington's raising his son, as I said, and this kid gets in a little bit of trouble. And if he messes up one more time, they're going to take him away, whether that's the juvie or foster care, whatever. And Sam Worthington's character cannot hold down a job. Right, comes out of the army and has 8 or 9 jobs, and so they, that's the problem. And he moves around, moves the kid from school to school. So that's how he reaches out to his own army buddy, like, got to help me out here because I'm going to lose my kid if I don't start making more money. And he was in trouble in school, and he was paying for school, all that. And so his buddy has some jobs that can use the skills that he learned in the army that might not be on the up and up, and that's where he gets entered into the underworld or whatever. So and I'll say this because they play it as they're not doing bad things against good people. They go after like drug dealers and stuff like that. So it's kind of somewhat like a Robin Hood, if you will, but they're the poor. So really that's what the whole movie's about. So you can see where it's going to go. He's going to get involved there, and then what's going to happen? How does he? Is it a one-time thing and the movie's over and everybody's happy? Probably not. The movie's going to continue on. Me, I've always liked Sam Worthington. I thought he was going to be bigger than what he is, and I'm not saying that he's not big. Obviously, we know who he is. The Avatars, I thought Avatar was going to launch him. Man on the Ledge was great. I like him in everything, so that's why I kind of chose to watch this film, because he was in it. And I thought he was great again, and I like the plot line. I think it's good. I think it all takes, I don't know if it takes place, but it's in Australia. I think they're in Sydney is where this all, so he retires to Sydney, so on and so forth. So it's a lot of good action, and besides not being able to hear the guy, there was nothing else I really didn't like about it. I thought the acting was good. I liked Johnny. I thought he was a good co-star in this, except I just couldn't understand what he's saying, but I think he plays the character really well. And the plot line was pretty good, because, especially for somebody who may be a father, maybe a single father, trying to raise their kid, and like the things that you would do for your child kind of come through on this. But the ending, you can envision yourself on which way it's going to go. I just found it a little cheating, I guess. I don't know. I'll get into that really quick. But otherwise, I think it's worth a watch. I had never even heard this film until tonight. And I was like, let's throw it on to see why. And, some of the rest of the movie, I'm really glazing over, and being very, very high level on the movie plot line, because there's a lot more intertwined. I mean, you think about the fact that he lost his wife, his son lost his mother, so there's a lot of emotion there. And they do flashbacks to what actually happened to not enhance, but further elevate the emotions that they go through. So there's a lot more to it, and I don't want to get into that because that's part of finding out what the movie's about and being involved in the characters and la 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 la. So I won't go into that. Oh, it was filmed entirely on location in Sydney, Australia. So there you go. But anyway, so a lot to watch, a lot to take in, worth the watch, absolutely. I'm at about a 6 on this one. Still haven't figured out the whole beer thing yet, but I'll get there. And I'm going to get into spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin the film, but I am going to talk a little bit openly about it. So if you don't want to hear that, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So I just don't know how the film ends like that, right? So we know what's going down and all that, and I get the running away, the driving away piece. I get the piece that happens before they just left there. I mean, what all happened after the shot? That's the only other piece of criticism I have about this film. I like the events, but what about the consequences of those events? So that's it. That's all I got. I don't know. But I wanted to share that with you so I can share all of my criticisms. Alright, that's it. Trying to keep it brief. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you like this style or if you'd rather me continue to yabber on like I normally do. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.